Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be ranking every single Mario Kart Wii map from worst to best. The only factor I'm taking into account with this one is just how much fun I have when I'm racing on it against friends, computers, and so forth. So time trials and everything won't be included in this. This is just purely based on my opinion, how much fun I have when I am racing on these maps, and I hope you enjoy. Go ahead and comment yours down below. I'd love to see what other people's least favorite and favorite maps are. Without further ado, let's get to it. At number 32, we have Shy Guy Beach. It's definitely my least favorite map, mainly because of the sand. It feels like you drive really slow on it, and the obstacles like the crabs and the cannonballs. While I don't mind obstacles in a map, they're just everywhere, and they just really irritate me a lot, and for all those reasons, this map definitely ranks bottom of the list for me. I dread whenever this map comes on. At number 31, I have Yoshi Falls from the DS. This is one of my least favorite maps, mainly just because of how short and small it is. It's a decent map, like it looks good, you drive on it fine, it's good enough, but it's just so dang short. Like, you don't really get the experience of like a racing map, I guess. Even with 3 laps, it's really hard to get from last to first in a timely manner with this one. So for those reasons, Yoshi Falls just falls really short for me, no pun intended. At number 30, I have Ghost Valley from the SNES. Again, similar to Yoshi Falls, it's just a really short map. It looks pretty cool, and I think it's cool that they incorporated one of the Boo's maps in this, but it's just too short, and for me, I guess, the turning is it's just a lot of like really sharp turns, and it just doesn't come together as a racing map for me. So for that reason, that's why Ghost Valley is at number 30. At number 29, and I know this is going to be super controversial, this is a fan favorite, Waluigi Stadium from the GameCube. Not a huge fan of this one. It's just your classic mud racing type of map, I guess. The dirt bike racing is what they call it, but it's just not up there for me. Not my favorite map at all. It's just not a very fun map, and the flowers and the jumping rails and everything, it just doesn't come together for me. And the fire rings too, it's just all kind of iffy. Like, it's just not a very fun map in my opinion to race on. So that's why Waluigi Stadium's at number 29. At number 28, I have Mario Circuit 3 from the SNES. This is just similar to Ghost Valley, actually. It's just a short map, and the turns are really sharp, and it's just really short. It's just not my favorite. At number 27, I have Desert Hills from the DS. Now, this map isn't too bad. Similar to Shy Guy Beach, the sand can be a little frustrating to drive on, but what really makes this map go down the totem for me is actually towards the end. You have like all those hills that you have to wind around, and this can be super irritating because if someone's in like 10th place, for example, and it's the last lap, all they need is a good star or like a speed boost, and they can just jump over all those hills and get in first place. It's really kind of cheap to me, and for the people that worked really hard to get in first place, they have to go around those curves, and it can be super annoying. And also on top of that, if you, let's say you do have a boost and you boost up over those hills, sometimes you can get into the out of bounds areas and it'll completely set you back. So yeah, Desert Hills definitely not my favorite. There's a lot better maps than this one, especially there's a better map down the road that's also a desert. We'll get to that later, but yeah, Desert Hills is number 27 for those reasons. At number 26, we have Peach Beach. Now, I guess you're probably seeing a trend here. A lot of the maps I'm not a huge fan of are sand based, and I just don't understand the concept of driving on sand. It doesn't make sense. It's hard enough to run in this stuff. Driving is no exception. But yeah, Peach Beach, it's decent. Actually, one of my favorite things about this map is the little bird guys that throw you up in the air. I know I was complaining about the crabs and the bombs in Shy Guy Beach, but I like the bird things that throw you up in the air. Peach Beach, it just works. Just not a very fun map in my opinion overall. It's decent. The 2 different routes you can take midway through the map are, I don't know, it's just not my favorite map and not super fun, but it's not the worst map either. So that's why Peach Beach gets number 26. At number 25, I have Mario Circuit. Not my favorite map, not the worst map. There are a lot of circuits in the Mario Kart Wii series, but this is probably the worst one in my opinion. I don't have too much to say on this one. It's just a pretty average map, I feel like. Nothing makes it stand out to me. It's a pretty forgettable map of all the other maps in the game, in my opinion. At number 24, we have N64 Mario Raceway. I'm going to go ahead and coin this the same as Mario Circuit. Not a ton to say on this one. It's a decent map. I don't hate it. It's not my favorite, but I don't hate it. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of these maps in the Mario Kart Wii series, I love. It's my favorite series, but with so many other amazing maps, Mario Raceway just doesn't make the cut for me, so that's why it's placed at number 24. At number 23, we have the Mario Circuit from the GameCube Nintendo. Okay, I just realized that I put 3 Mario maps right next to each other. These are good maps, don't get me wrong, they're good maps for Mario Kart. It's just there's nothing really that sticks out for me. So yeah, that's simply why these guys are 23, 24, and 25. Mario Circuit from the GameCube is just a little bit better than the other two. At number 22, I have Daisy Circuit. This is a really good map. I love the way it looks, and it's really fun to race on. But the maps above this one are just better. They have their own little, I guess, quirks that make them better. Daisy Circuit is just a slightly above average map for me. And while I do love it, it still places number 22 just because it is just a normal map that you drive on. So that's why Daisy Circuit gets 22 for me. At 21, I have Peach Gardens from the DS. Now, I know a lot of people like this map. For me, it can get a little boring, I'm not going to lie. Like, I really like the aesthetic of it, and I like that you drive through a garden. I think that's really cool. And there's a couple really cool shortcuts you can take if you're a little bit behind that are not unfair, but that'll help you get that boost that you need. But with Peach Gardens, I just feel like there's a lot of open space, and you don't even use most of the map. Like, especially in the chain chomp area, you just drive down the middle and weave between the little spaces. You don't even really have to weave that much. But I feel like there's just so much of this map that could have been used that ends up getting left in the dust. But overall, it's a very good map, and I don't have that much bad to say about it. There's just not a ton of qualities that really bring it up for me either. At number 20, I have Bowser's Castle. Now, there's 3 Bowser's Castle in this game. Bowser's Castle for the Wii is my least favorite, but that doesn't mean it's a bad map. I really like it. I like the fireball spinning. I like the end of the map where you jump over those little, I guess, lava spurts you would call them. But yeah, this map's pretty good. It's not my favorite, but it's a fun ride for sure. At number 19, I have Luigi Circuit. Now, this is the first map that you'll play in the game pretty much, especially if you're doing the circuit modes, but yeah, this is just a good map. I know it's short. It made it a lot higher because it is such a fun map. I love the end with all the boosts when you're going around the curve. I think that's super fun. And overall, it's just a really nice map to start with. Nothing crazy special. That's why it's at number 19, not number 10. But yeah, Luigi Circuit, for those reasons, gets number 19 for me. At number 18, we have Sherbet Land from the Nintendo 64. I actually grew up playing Nintendo 64. So I may have a bias for Nintendo 64 maps. Sherbet Land is a very good map, but similar to Sand, the ice mechanic can be really frustrating to drive on, especially on hard turns. You really have to plan those out. But I love the penguin placements. I love the cave that you go through, and overall it has a really nice look to it, and it has one of my favorite music themes in the game. So for those reasons, Sherbet Land from Nintendo 64 gets placed at number 18. At number 17, I have Toad's Factory. It's a pretty fun map. I don't have a lot of bad to say about it. I like how the boxes block your path. I like how around the curve the direction changes. It'll make you go faster or slower depending on which lane you choose. And I really like the way it drives. And I think the worst thing about this map is probably the end, with all those little jumps and then the mud slides. The fun thing about that is you have to know when to go on the boost so that you don't get stuck in the mud. But if you do get stuck in the mud, it really slows you down. So Toad's Factory is pretty diverse, and I really like that, and it definitely creates for some interesting races. At number 16, I have Grumble Volcano. Now, I know a lot of people aren't a huge fan of this map. The reason I like this is because with each lap, the map gets harder and harder, and the terrain changes a little bit, and I think that's really fun, and it's just a really hazardous map. There's a lot of obstacles and fire and places to fall in, so it creates a really fun experience, and I just love the terrain and the way it runs. So for that reason, Grumble Volcano gets number 16. At number 15, I have Dry Ruins. So, like I was saying earlier, with Desert Hills at 27, Dry Ruins made it all the way to 15 because this is a sand map done right. You do drive on the sand, but it doesn't feel like it slows you down too much, and the terrain is just awesome. Similar to Grumble Volcano, with each map, or I guess with each lap, the terrain changes and things will fall down, make it harder, get in your way. The sand slowly rising toward the end of the map. I just think it's a super fun ride, and I love Dry Ruins every time it comes on. And yeah, the bats across the bridge can be kind of annoying, but overall it has a lot of really fun jumps that you can do, and a couple little shortcuts that you can take as well. So for that reason, Dry Ruins makes it number 15. At number 14, I have Coconut Mall. Similar to Toad's Factory, this one has a lot of different things that I like about it. The escalators going up and down is super fun. I think it's a really cool concept to drive through a mall. I don't know who came up with it, but it's genius. And overall, it's just a really fun map, especially the end with all those cars and the speed boosts. Sometimes you can't take the speed boost because the car's right in the way. So it can totally change the game when you're racing. People, depending on if they hit those cars or if they take the shortcuts provided in the map. It's just a really fun and very well balanced map in my opinion, with a lot of exciting jumps and turns and everything like that. At number 13, I have Moo Moo Meadows. I know this is a short map, but similar to Luigi Circuit, it's so fun to play, and I don't know why it ranks above the other short maps, other than the fact that I just have a really fun time when I play it. I like the cows, they get in the way, it's super fun, and the jumps are really fun, and I think the terrain looks awesome. So yeah, with that being said, Moo Moo Meadows makes it 13 easily for me. It's one of my favorite shorter maps. At number 12, we have the Bowser Castle 3 from the Game Boy Advance. I know I complained about Boo's map, Ghost Valley, because of the sharp turns and everything, but in Bowser Castle 3, you have a good amount of time to see those turns coming, and they just kind of work for me. The only part about this map I really don't like is that one part where you jump 1,000 times over those yellow curves, but other than that, this map does really well for me. And I love the thwomps, the jumps, and it's just a really fun map. I have a great time every time I play it. It's a total blast, and it's a pretty simple map, really. At number 11, I have Moonview Highway. Moonview Highway is one of my favorite maps because the cars driving, there's ways to avoid them. You can drive in the middle line that divides the two lanes. You can drive on that and almost never get hit. But one of my favorite things about this map, besides how dope it is, I mean you're literally driving on the highway with a bunch of cars, is that you can take speed boosts. Like the second half of the map is like speed boosts in these tunnels, I guess you could call them. But if you hit the speed boost right, you can speed boost your way almost through the whole map, and I think that's really cool. Of course, there's cars that you can get crushed under if you're not careful, but I feel like this map takes a lot of skill, a lot of coordination, and it can definitely be one of those maps where you either dust the competition because you know all the ins and outs of it, or you can get totally stuck behind and completely fail. So Moonview Highway definitely has one of the higher skill caps in terms of casual play, but overall, yeah, Moonview Highway is just a really awesome map. I love it. Alright, now to the top 10 maps in Mario Kart Wii for me. At number 10, starting the top 10 off, we have Wario's Gold Mine. I know a lot of people don't like this map. It's one of my favorite maps because it's so freaking difficult, but it's so fun. And there's a few shortcuts that you can take that are risky, but they definitely pay off if you get them right. But yeah, Wario's Gold Mine is just super fun. I love the way it looks, and it's so easy to fall off, but once you get really good at Mario Kart Wii, Wario's Gold Mine definitely becomes one of the more fun maps because it still provides a challenge no matter how good you are. And it's insane when you're racing against other people. You get lightning struck while you're going over a jump. It can be devastating, but yeah, this map, every time it comes on, I always get super excited. At number 9, we have DK's Jungle Parkway from the Nintendo 64. I think they definitely upped this map from the Nintendo 64 in a lot of ways. The only thing I think they downgraded in was if you went into the grass path in the Nintendo 64, they would have these little things that hit you back onto the course. But in this one, if you're off the map, you just have to deal with it and get back on. But I think my favorite thing about this map is actually the bridge at the end. Since I'm in first place a lot, or like at least in the top 4, you can drop bananas and you can drop like fake item boxes on that bridge, and it is almost impossible to avoid those because the bridge is so thin. And yeah, this map is just a blast every time. I love that big jump that you go on, and overall I think this is definitely easily one of the funnest maps to drive in the Mario Kart Wii series, so that's why it's at number 9 for me. At number 8, I have Rainbow Road. This is probably my favorite Rainbow Road in the Mario Kart series, just because of how difficult it can be. It's got tons of different jumps and a ton of different places that you can fall off, and you really do have to be careful in some places, and half the time you can't even use like the orange mushrooms if you get them, so you definitely don't want to fall behind in this map. But yeah, overall I feel like this map is really well balanced. It definitely keeps you on your toes, and the pace is really well done. So for those reasons, Rainbow Road gets number 8 for me. At number 7, I have Bowser's Castle from the Nintendo 64. This is my favorite Bowser's Castle in the series, and no bias in the Nintendo 64. I just love the layout. It's super cool. You're actually driving through his castle, and I really like that aspect a lot. It actually feels like it's his castle. You go to the courtyard, you go outside with the lava, you go on these jumps. It's just a really fun time, and I love how the Thwomp guys move back and forth. It just creates a really pleasing aesthetic and a really fun race with a lot of room to drive in too. I feel like you use a lot of the room in the castle, which I think is really cool. And then of course there's that lava bridge too. So overall, Bowser's Castle from the Nintendo 64 is a joyride, and I love it every time I see this map. At number 6, I have Mushroom Gorge, and this is one of those gimmicks that you don't see in a lot of Mario Kart Wii maps, but I love the concept of the mushrooms. You bounce on the mushrooms, the green ones you just drive on normally, and it's just such a fun map. There's not enough good I can say about this map. It just has a certain charm to it. I love the layout, I love the pace, and all items work on this map really well. It's definitely one of Nintendo's greatest Mario Kart maps without a doubt. So yeah, that's why Mushroom Gorge gets number 6 for me. I also love the way the mushrooms look, and it's just so fun to drive on. At number 5, I have Delfino Square from the DS. Delfino Square is one of my favorite maps because, I mean, yes, I love the fact that it's in Delfino Square. It looks really awesome. I love that. But the map itself is so fun. You drive, literally, it's like downtown, not Venice, but I don't even know where this would take place in Europe, but it's just so beautiful to drive in between the buildings and on the docks and up the massive hill at the beginning. It's just such a fun map. There's not enough good I can say about Delfino Square. I just love it so much, and it's just one of my favorite maps. It's so fun to drive on, so for that reason it's at number 5. At number 4, I have DK Mountain from the GameCube Nintendo. The reason this is one of my favorite maps is because you start up this hill, and then you go through this barrel, and it shoots you all the way to the top of this mountain. And then you spend the rest of the course driving down the mountain, and if you look in the background, you can actually see the cannon that shoots you up. I freaking love that concept so much. It's so cool. And I love driving down the mountain with all the rocks tumbling down, and that wooden bridge at the end. It's the most anxiety-inducing 10 seconds of your life, especially if you're getting hit with items. But yeah, this map is so fun. There's a crazy shortcut you can take on it if you like go up the little mountainside and then you jump off the ledge. It's just such a fun map, and I love it. There's not enough good I can say about it. But yeah, DK Mountain's definitely one of my top maps without a doubt. It's just such a fun map to drive on. And while you can get screwed by like blue shells and lightning and stuff, this map's pretty forgiving. It has a lot of terrain for you to travel on, and it's very generous with the turning and everything like that. But yeah, I'd definitely say the scariest part is that bridge towards the end. At number 3, we have DK Summit. As you guys can see, while I don't like a lot of sand maps, I actually love a lot of DK maps, and DK Summit is my favorite DK map, mainly due to the fact that it's basically like snowboarding almost. You're going up and down these hills, and there's a whole bunch of different tricks you can do. There's a couple shortcuts you can take, and the half pipe at the end is just so awesome. Even though most people don't go back and forth with the half pipe because it's obviously faster to just stick to one side and hug the corner. This map is just so fun, and I love the snow theme. Not a ton of maps can nail the snow theme down. Like Sherbet Land is a very fun map with the snow theme, but you're driving on ice 90% of the time, and that can be really irritating. Whereas with DK's Summit, you don't really get that ice feel. You're just driving on the ground while it's snowing, but it's just such a fun map, and I love the way it looks. It's a very aesthetically pleasing map, and I always have such a great time with this map, so that's why it's at number 3. At number 2, I have Maple Treeway. I know a lot of people might disagree with this map. A lot of people don't like this one. It's definitely one of my favorite maps. I love the way it looks. It's a very beautiful map. I love the fall time, especially with all the autumn colors. And I like the fact that they included the Wrigley worms. I think those guys are really cool. They can be really annoying when they get in your way, but another really cool thing I like about this map is, yeah, it has the cannon just like DK Mountain, but the thing I like about this map is the leaf piles can give you boosts. They can also give you stars, and they can give you bananas, which I think is just super awesome, because sometimes you can hit a leaf pile and then hit a banana, slow down, or you can get the boost and totally get ahead of the competition. So yeah, and then this map also has the bouncing net at the end. It just has a lot of really cool parts about it that I really like. And at the beginning, there's a shortcut you can take In the first lap it matters the most, but you'll be in like 10th place, you'll get a super good item, and then you'll shoot to 2nd place, and then you'll have that really good item in 2nd place. So for those reasons, Maple Treeway definitely hits number 2 easily for me. And at number 1, ladies and gentlemen, this is a toss-up between Maple Treeway and this one for me because I love these both so much. But at number 1, we have Koopa Cape. This is my favorite map in Mario Kart Wii because it's just a very fun map to drive on. There's a lot of really, I guess, strategic shortcuts you can take if you have boosts. I love the pipe at the end that has the water flow that makes you go faster. If you go up on the sides, you slow down. They also have the electrical circular, I guess, blades you can call them that can minimize you. And overall, it's just a really fun map. There's a lot of really fun jumps, and I love the water currents and how they can help you. And you know, if you're falling behind, you can grab an item block and then go right back into the current. But overall, Koopa Cape is just it's the perfect map in my opinion. There's nothing bad about it. There's nothing bad I can say about it. It has everything you want in a Mario Kart map. And so that's why Koopa Cape is my number 1 map in the Mario Kart Wii series. Real quickly before I end the video, I also wanted to do a little bit of bonus to this video and rank all of the cups from worst to best as well. So starting off at the worst cup in my opinion is the Shell Cup, which has Beach Beach, Yoshi Falls, Ghost Valley, and Mario Raceway. That's number 8. Number 7, I have Banana Cup, which has Sherbet Land, Shy Guy Beach, Delfino Square, and Waluigi Stadium. And as much as I do love Delfino Square and Sherbet Land, I'm not a huge fan of Shy Guy Beach or Waluigi Stadium. At number 6, I have Leaf Cup, which has Desert Hills, Bowser Castle 3, DK's Jungle Parkway, and Mario Circuit. At number 5, I have the Special Cup, which includes Dry Ruins, Moonview Highway, Bowser's Castle, and Rainbow Road. It's a pretty solid cup, but some of the other cups I just have more fun playing as a whole, as a group collectively, I guess. At number 4, I have the Lightning Cup, which is Mario Circuit 3, Peach Gardens, DK Mountain, and Bowser Castle. At number 3, I have the Flower Cup, which is Mario Circuit, Coconut Mall, DK Summit, and Wario's Gold Mine. At number 2, I have the Mushroom Cup, which is just the first 4 maps in the game. It's Luigi Circuit, Moo Moo Meadows, Mushroom Gorge, and Toad's Factory. And at my number 1 cup, ladies and gentlemen, is the Star Cup. And that has Daisy Circuit, Koopa Cape, Maple Treeway, and Grumble Volcano. All solid maps, definitely my favorite cup in the game. But yeah, these are my cups from worst to best. You can also put your cups down in the comments. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have a favorite map that you disagreed with, go ahead and comment below your favorite map or least favorite map. If you didn't like this video, go ahead and leave a dislike. But if you did like it, go ahead and leave a like. And I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.